people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 13 of Apollo Justice. Last time, we basically tapped into Apollo's ability to see into the hellscape and perceive the nervous habits of people. We basically used that to determine that the cell phone that we had, this garish pink monstrosity that would be more being in Edward's possession, is actually Westley's cell phone. And now we are continuing.
Mr. Stickler, you broke into the miraculous click garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all!
But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I stuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime, as though I were trying to kill him.
Well, Dr. Miraculous was killed that night.
Well, yes, but no! This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true. I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night.
Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped that night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to the connection with this crime.
Now's your chance, Polly. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime.
Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that could do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder?
Show evidence.
Of course I have evidence.
Ooh, I like your swagger, forehead. Hit it!
The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. You have to prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder was? Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
No comment to the judge.
No dice, Mr. Justice, penalty.
Paolo, remember where you found that cell phone?
I know, that's what I was trying to prove!
If it had gone on the ground the the murder.
That's right, the cell phone would have been crushed. Your Honor, one more chance, please. Mr. Justice, keep this up and you'll run yourself out of a life's worth of chances.
I swear, why? Come on. Noodle sand, no. Knife, no. Kiss the shiv.
That's a side view mirror. Why? Why, Ace Attorney? Why do you do this? I was saying this just as a thing of, is it the car? Is it the car that we must prove? As it so happens, Dr. Miraculous' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder.
An accident?
An accident! It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Miraculous' car hit a pedestrian.
What are you trying to say?
From this absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was just lying on the ground right underneath the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what that means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Plum?
No, stop! This is too much! This can't be happening! Prosecutor, say something!
I suppose it was worth saying this. No connection has been found between Westley, Stickler, and Plum. That is other than this.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared?
Yes, Your Honor!
I know that face! That's the face of guilt! It's the face I see whenever I look in the mirror and I start feeling that self-loathing. The feeling of self-loathing I feel every morning when I know that I am me.
That night, yes, I went to the supermarket.
Oh, this is it! This is it!
I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, and the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene.
Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage.
Ah, yes, well, as you can see, my model cell phone has a defect.
It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I dropped it along the side of the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me.
Yes, because your cell phone just so happened to roll. And then it basically, it went through a closed door. Then rolled over to the car. Rolled around the wheel. The front wheel. And then rolled it precariously right in between the other one. Yes, Wesley, that is like the peculiar defect.
In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny! My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony.
His nerves must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time round.
Right, no problem, I hope. Here comes Justice!
Stickler's truth. Yeah, we get no bracelet to tap.
So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place.
And here comes the first dose of Westley weirdness. Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution had received no reports of this domestic detail.
Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself?
No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket, trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. Yes, this is his spirituality, going to a grocery store and sampling the free samples.
I'm sure the store clerks would disagree.
You think sampling free food counts as a religion?
Too bad this was in spirit of justice. Otherwise, Nayuda would have had a time. Otherwise, Naipuda would have had a real fun time with this guy. Free sampling sent you straight to hell. Free sampling sends you straight to hell. The Holy Mother spits upon those who sample freely. In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes.
That's when you pass it around the Smaragdus Clinic.
Why, yes, that's correct.
That was a pretty suspicious pause there.
Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us where exactly what you took on the night of the murder.
Of course. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus Clinic. This was probably where I dropped my cell phone. Yet woe was I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park.
Which entrance did you enter the park from?
Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Maractus Clinic. For example, the same entrance our victim used.
Did you do the same thing when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance?
I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet I thought I might have missed the tracks. I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say.
This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand?
The noodle stand.
You happen to remember the noodle stand?
Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation, health, and curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening.
You know that you really are an irritating person when you piss off the judge. When you irritate the judge.
Well, Mr. Justice, what about that sign could be important?
Very important.
The sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is that noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days.
And then the judge tries 2 bowls of noodles and he's dead.
I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that son sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria.
Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our for our smart noodles, and others apply to the school because they want to pleasure themselves with a science book outside the Doug Swallow Memorial Pool.
I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself.
However, basically, the sign, according to the direction, would have said Eldoon.
So, basically, here we go.
And you're absolutely sure the sign said noodle?
Why, just last week, my professor offered me this praise. Wesley, get a life! Get a girl! Get a pet! Get something! Just get away from me! At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. It read, without a doubt, noodle.
I see.
What are you looking at me like that? Is that pity in your eyes?
Pity, scorn, same difference. Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from that spot.
You think so?
Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually says the name of the stand's owner. Eldoons.
Inconceivable! Yeah, I'm certain it was definitely noodle for sure, positive.
I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign all changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle.
And he was right.
What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would read the way Mr. Stickler claims?
What?
Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side! How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign of the stand reads Eldoons, as we know. However, observe from the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly! The name of the stand is split between the front and back sides. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court! Again! You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south!
You got me!
So what?
So what?
What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all.
He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. You know our global scale directions are utterly without meaning.
Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change?
It changes everything, Polly.
Trucy!
Remember his testimony from before. Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading.
More 3D!
The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right?
Right! But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario!
Completely! If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have had to hit his left temple.
Oh!
In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible.
That's right!
So now we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side. That location takes on an entirely different meaning.
Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein.
What meaning?
The entry wound on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north.
North? Oh! But that's where the witness Westley Stickler are standing.
Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim is in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself.
Yeah! Order! Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She just flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out.
Clarify 1 point for me if you would have, forehead.
What now?
Are you truly accusing this college student of murder?
Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent. But something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer.
No, please, looks aside. I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. All 0 of them.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice Child? Really accuse Mr. Stickler?
Accused of another crime.
I don't think Westley Stickler's a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now!
The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Her forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate her Stickler's silence.
Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. Gah! I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime.
Yes! Now you can see where we're getting at.
The evidence is this! What is that? Woman's underwear?
Hey, those are mine.
Don't look at me like that! Yes, and then all of a sudden the courtroom. FBI, open up! No, better yet, in the courtroom, Lang bursts in. Interpol, open up! And then all of Lang's guys just come bursting in. They burst in through the window. They burst in through the ceiling. They burst in from the stands. And then Lang, he just maces the judge. So one of Lang's agents maces the judge. Oh! Just several of the agents tackle Claw here. One of the agents just drags Apollo up, and then Lang just puts a bag, puts some slaw sack over Wesley's head, and guides him out, and loads him into a paddy wagon. Philosophy of detainment, everyone. Bye bye.
Mr. Stickler, well, I can't say this comes up as a shock.
It's not what it seems by Pythagoras theorem.
He doesn't even know Pythagoras theorem! Kick his ass!
Pythagoras. That would actually be a good villain. You know, like Gorilla Grodd, but he's basically a mathematically enlightened gorilla. All he wants is to teach children the magic of trigonometry. On the night the murder just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely she gave chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in another place in the Miraculous Click garage. He also wanted to borrow Miraculous's lawnmower. Incidentally, this passenger found the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree! Please, hear me out! It's not what it looks like! Order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed! It's not what it seems! Yeah. It's characters like Westley where it's not too much of a share on my voice that's really fun.
So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you were some creepy lecher? But because you lacked the courage to admit theft of this girl's undergarments?
Perhaps you are not aware of my school's name, that my school's name was originally written IV. I stands for intelligence, V stands for valiant, see?
Your point?
I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious.
Yes, that explains why Doug Swallow was willing to go up to Phoenix. He was curious at what would happen if he tell this little simp that his girlfriend was stealing, was a thief.
No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery?
Come on, you're talking about girls' panties here! Bull crap! You were trying to solve curiosity or mysteries! You were going out there, you were taking those panties, you were sitting by that fence while the Doug Swallow was murdered by, and you were jerking it, I know it!
No, you don't understand. A mystery is not the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate for science.
And then meanwhile, Emma, she's just watching the shaker.
I don't associate with that guy. I don't. Scientists disown him. A full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed.
Tire?
Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled the tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tire, then the stew pot, and then a frozen chicken. And then the entire Lakers team. One mystery after another. It was magic.
Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. He stares at me creepily from the back of the room. Daddy beat the crap out of him one time because he was making me feel uncomfortable.
Huh?
Talking about my magic panties trick.
I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties, it mocks the very laws of physics.
Oh, you want to know about mocking the laws of physics? Your cell phone that can mysteriously roll into garage doors. Doors and precariously under car tires.
A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? What happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You can't go on the internet like a normal person?
You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study.
I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you?
I'm sorry, but I did it for science.
Yes, we'll write down your. Yeah, we'll carve that into your headstone, Wesley. After Winfred's done kicking your ass. Yeah, Winfred just beating the crap out of Wesley with a baseball bat. That or Waukee and Winfred kicking Wesley's ass. Because really, Waukee's he looks like the kind of guy you don't diss his mom. You just don't.
Each time I spied a pair of panties, maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night, as she takes me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that I will seize the truth that lies in those panties. Yet woe was I, but once again the lazy, hard-padded truth slipped through my fingers.
Still, that leaves one thing unexplained.
Oh, my sinuses are acting up. Darn my Wesley voice. Okay. Okay, good. You're referring to our witness's other lies, huh? The witness claims that he saw the crime from the south, but it was in fact the north.
Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that?
Be my guest, forehead.
Me?
Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea?
Apollo! There's something about the way the diagram's arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a...
Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? There's evidence that shows why he lied! Is this? Want more panties?
How many panties are you getting in your pocket there for? What do you do, Willy Wonka of panties?
These are the last! Honest! These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram... We can see that the trash can was right next to where our witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't...
Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I cannot unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties.
So, these panties are your handiwork as well?
That night, I had been chased, hounded into the miraculous clay garage by that scary girl. She had a crowbar. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt?
Believe me, I'd rather not.
I hid in the garage for a short while, then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl worked, and where her father was staring at me with a baseball bat, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant's mansion. A giant pair of panties!
But you didn't know this would belong to the mom!
I hid them safe in my pocket, ready to take them home, when I stumbled upon a murder.
The murder of Dr. Maractus!
I reported what I had seen, but I had waited for the police to arrive. I got scared. What if they searched me?
That's when you disposed of the bloomers!
Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne.
A fascinating, if not disturbing, tale. I believe this brings today's proceeding to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial.
One last thing, if I might.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing, Waki Kitaki has a clear motive.
Indeed. The defendant, Waki Kitaki, is still the prime suspect in this crime. The only suspect in fact, assuming that there was no one else at the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution.
Job, baby!
No problem! Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned.
Save! No. June 16th, 2:23 p.m. Write Anything Agency.
What a train wreck that was!
Well, anyways, I think that would be a good time to end things off. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer. Come back for the next one. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.